From Hollywood, California, welcome to Reza Riffs with your host, Keith Reza.
All right. Hey, Rifters, welcome to the show. Subscribe, rate, review. Gonna be fun. Join us on the Patreon. Patreon.com/RazorRiff61. Gonna be great. You can become a top tier, All shows, KeithReza.com. We're in the process of updating that for 2025. 2025, I have a feeling, is going to be a big year. And I'm excited. We got a great guest today. You've seen her in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. She played Ferris Bueller's mom. Oh, yeah. Best mom ever. Lets her kid not show up to school because he's sick. Great. Just kidding, Mom. My mom, if she listens, she probably won't listen. Anyways, you've seen her in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right? You've seen her in Son-in-Law and Sleepwalkers and Night Games. She's been in everything. The great Cindy Pickett is going to be here. And I'm excited because I've been trying really, really hard for a long time to get Cindy, because I saw her at this horror con thing a couple years ago. And I was like, oh my God, that's the girl from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. What's she doing at a horror con? And then, like, I looked up her resume. Turns out she did Sleepwalkers and Night Games and all that stuff. But for a minute, I thought that was kind of funny because I didn't know that. Anyways, I'm very excited. You guys are going to love it, and enjoy Razor Riffs with Cindy Pickett coming up next. Hi, Cindy Pickett.
Can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
God, you just never know. I
Yeah.
had my phone the last Zoom I did.
Oh, was it a bad Zoom, the last Zoom you did?
We just couldn't get it together. We couldn't, whatever. I
Ah,
couldn't get, it's probably me. They just, anyway. So I'm just I always have my phone ready.
ah. Do you mind if I ask, was the last Zoom, like, were you being interviewed by another celebrity?
I was being interviewed. It was actually Avi Klein's podcast,
Oh, okay.
you
That's a
know?
celebrity, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because, like, not to brag or anything, I'm an F-list celebrity, so I think we could get the juices going.
Yeah,
Because,
really.
like, I'm in the field. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Yeah, it just sucks when a fanboy's interviewing you. You know what I mean? But yeah. So, so you're in Mountain Time. Do you mind if I ask where's Mountain Time?
I'm in Durango, Colorado.
Oh, nice.
So many cowboy movies were made here.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you seen, like, what's the wildest animal out there, you know?
Well, gophers took down 3 of my broccoli plants, so gophers are pretty dangerous.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my dog brought in a squirrel he'd caught. A bear. One night, I was coming home from town. I live about 10 minutes out of town.
Yeah.
And right before I turned onto my little cul-de-sac, there was I don't know if he was brown or black. He was just a big bear just sitting in someone's driveway. And I went, oh my God, stop, stop, stop.
Ah.
And it was and he did nothing but just look, oh, hey, how are you? And that was my bear.
Yeah.
And in
Oh my.
town, there's always deer. I mean, deer walk, you have to stop traffic because a buck walks across.
Yeah. But deers aren't really that scary. I mean,
They're not
maybe.
scary.
Yeah. Bear I could
Yeah,
understand,
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, there's wildcats, but I haven't seen any, thank God.
yeah. Well, you gotta bear with me on this because bears. So like I saw a polar bear once when I was in Alaska because I do stand-up comedy. So I saw a polar bear, right? And like we were all scared and stuff, but I wasn't. I just offered him a Coca-Cola.
And
Well, because you know how they drink Coca-Cola.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Right.
escaped death. That was
Yeah,
a
yeah. He
yeah,
liked you best.
yeah, yeah. That was a terrible joke. I'm sorry, Cindy. It was just
Well, I forgot that that's happened.
but no. Uh, First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this. I've been trying to get you for a while, and it's so awesome to finally meet you on Zoom. So I appreciate you saying yes and taking time. It means a lot
You
to
know
me.
what? It's nice to have fun instead of like on the competition with Avi's wonderful show. It's always in competition. You got to be like, or now, actors have to do audition, self-tape or Zoom. And
Yeah.
so, that's competition.
Isn't
So
that
one,
awkward though?
well, it's awkward because especially self-tape, because you just, even though you get to do it over and over again, it's just not the same as being in the room with the energy and the chemistry and all that, So,
Yeah. Well, Cindy, you're talking to the worst actor of all time because I
oh,
did a
no.
no, no, seriously. I did a Zoom audition, right? And I sent it in, right? And my manager's like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to send you on a video audition again." I was like, "Oh."
Well, you know what the deal, I think some people are really good at Zoom auditions.
Yeah.
Some people aren't. Probably the best actors aren't because
Yeah.
they need the real moment. So,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Now I'm the best actor. Ha ha. I'll be like, Cindy said I'm the best.
that's right.
Uh, I wanted to ask you on this, and I do apologize. I have not seen this film, but I am writing a script about a kidnapping. And when I was like looking at stuff like for like mojos and stuff,
Oh,
this film came up as something I should see, and it's called I Know
I
My
know my
First Name
first
is
name is
Steven.
Susan,
And I
right?
wanted to ask you about that because I was looking at the story and I thought it was pretty interesting because it's also based on a real kidnapping.
Yeah. What do you, okay. Well,
Oh, I was just wondering, like, how was that? Like, how'd that get? Because, like, that seems like a pretty serious tone
yeah.
of, you
Are
know?
you are you writing a serious book?
No, I write screenplays. I'm
Oh,
writing,
it's
like,
a screenplay.
yeah,
Is it
yeah,
a serious screenplay?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But,
good.
yeah,
Well, this was amazing, but I mean, I even met the family because the boy was kidnapped by a pedophile when he was 7,
yeah,
and for years, the mother, I played the mother. I got to meet the mother. We were on Good Morning America. She believed that he would come back. She believed that they would find him. And during those years, the pedophile made the boy believe that his parents didn't want him anymore. And he sexually abused him during this at the same time he was being a father of to
yeah.
taking care of him, getting, I can't remember if he went to school or he was homeschooled, but and the pedophile after like 7 years brought another 7-year-old home and started doing the same thing. So he realized that this was a crime.
Yeah.
So he took the kid and he escaped with him. And I got to meet him because he played the cop that brought the boy. He was like I think 14 when he came back, and he played the cop that brought him to the parents, which was kind of emotional. And
That's kind of awesome, though. You know what I
here's
mean?
the sad thing:
Yeah,
the money he made doing the movie, because when he got home, he didn't just move back in with the parents. He had like a trailer, and he lived off the property because he was used he wasn't he wasn't ready to just become a part of the family yet. He had to sort of figure out who he was and just take his time. But anyway, he bought a motorcycle with the money that he got from the movie. And one night he was killed, coming out in the rain, was hit by a car and killed.
Oh my God.
That's a double tragedy.
Double
And,
tragedy.
you know,
Holy.
the other thing, the older brother, who was like the star, he was a football player. He was like, you know, popular. And do you remember the I think it was Yellowstone, the murder in the Yellowstone? It was a couple of women in a car that were burned to death.
Yeah.
It was the older brother had become a park ranger. And when they interviewed him, he said, I couldn't take it. All the attention went on my brother.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I never saw the mother after that, needless to say, but it was, you know, it was really a double tragedy, and it was just a triple tragedy, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was
That's
a
an
story.
amazing story, and I really wish I didn't start the interview off with that. I didn't know. I should have done a little more resurreach on this
Downer,
trend.
right?
I'm
Oh my
so
God.
sorry, Cindy. I
Uh,
should have started with Sleepwalkers. I'm so
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, being thrown out the window.
Oh, but no, I definitely want to check it
Well, it
out.
was
But
a drama. It was a, you know, a true story too. But anyway, yeah. Well, it's, you know,
yeah,
okay. You know what's great? When I was on St. Elsewhere, I don't know if you ever watched it. The
it was
writing,
about doctors. Yeah,
yeah, but yeah, it was about a hospital, St. Allegius.
yeah,
And Denzel was where Denzel started, and Ed Begley, and Tom Fontana was the head writer. But the scripts in one show, I couldn't wait. Every Thursday, the script would be like, you know, they didn't do it on the internet anymore. They sent you the script. You couldn't wait to read it because it was so good. But in each show, you could have a moment of drama that would make you cry.
yeah.
And then Howie Mandel would be there, you know, making you laugh. So it's okay to start with something that's, you know,
Oh, okay.
it's
That
okay.
makes me feel a little better because
Yeah.
I thought it
Yin
was a
yang,
cool
babe.
story, and then I was like, oh, oh. But no, like we should probably move on to Sleepwalkers because I think that you know, for a horror film, I like Stephen King's one of my favorite writers, and I just want to know what was it like doing a Stephen King script? You know what I mean?
It was great. I never met him. He never came to the set,
Yeah.
but it was great working with Mr. Bueller, who became my husband. Um,
Oh yeah,
and it was great. I mean, it wasn't the only horror movie I did, but it was probably the most, you know, important. Um, it was fine. It was great. The director
but
was great.
but like a Stephen King, like that's
I
what I'm saying
know.
is like that's
I
like holy
know. I was so
Lord.
privileged, right?
Yeah, that's like
And I had just, oh, wait, yeah, I had just had my daughter. And so it, it, it was like, well, can you get away from being a parent? I said, totally. I'm doing a Stephen King, you know?
yeah.
They would have her on the set and, you know, and all that. But
Yeah.
great. The thing I remember most is going through that plate glass window. You know, when they go through a plate glass window or any glass, it's really sugar, right? It's
Re-
sugar.
re-
It's made of sugar. So you know, you crash through, it looks like glass, but I think that's right. But it's organic.
Sugar.
Mhm.
Whoa. So you had a sugar high when you were going through that
Yeah.
glass.
However, I had a stunt double, but
Oh, those are the
dang it, I
worst.
told him I'd do it. I'd be Tom Cruise. Yeah,
But stunts are actually very dangerous though. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you
yeah.
can land wrong.
Yeah. And then you
I
know you may
actually had a stunt double who did several of the things, you know, that I did. You know, once you are working a lot and you start doing, you know, things that need stunt doubles, they tend to hire the same person because they, you know, resemble you in physical, you know.
so do they
Um,
ask you? Do they say, hey, Cindy, here's a movie. We need a stunt double. Who's your stunt double person?
no,
And
they know.
oh, they know.
They
So it's
know.
like in your contract.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
oh
no,
my God.
I never thought about it, but I just know whenever I had to like jump off a bridge or something, you know, that she would be there. I can't remember her name either. It's really interesting. She
Oh
was
my
great.
God. I kind of want to be a stunt double just for that. Just
Who
be
would
like,
you be?
yeah.
Let's see. Who would you be a stunt double for?
Everyone says I look like the kid from the 2.5 Men, so I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe I could be him, but I don't know. I'd be a terrible stunt. I'd be like, I don't want to walk through fire.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Really. Ooh. I've been watching on. I've been binge watching a lot of stuff, and I've been binge watching all the Tom Cruise MI3s. You
Oh
know,
yeah, Mission Impossible.
Impossible.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah,
Also, I just started watching Jack Ryan. Unbelievable. The stunts. It's just, unbelievable. CGI now, of course.
yeah, yeah.
Back
I
then,
I think
it,
you have a little crush on Tom Cruise.
you know what's funny? I never really thought much about him,
Yeah,
until actually, Liz, Call to Glory. I did Call to Glory, and Elizabeth Shue played my daughter.
yeah.
And she did, what was the Cocktail? Was that the name of it? A movie she did with Tom Cruise.
Okay.
She said he had a crush on me. He used to
Oh,
watch it all the time because of all of his, his not the Mission Impossible. What were the ones that the right, not the right stuff. What was the Air Force thing?
risky business. Oh, Top Guns.
Top Gun.
Right.
And he had a crush on me, and I was like, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
but then,
Let.
that was it. But then I started watching. Then he did some movie where he did something funny. He played like a goofy guy,
Yeah.
and he was great. And I thought, oh, he can be something other than just, cool Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But the Mission Impossible, I think he's really good now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tom Cruise is great. You want to hear like a funny like weird story? It also kind of involves you. And
Mm.
like yeah. So growing up, Son-in-Law was one of my favorite
Oh,
films, right?
oh,
And yeah, and I got so many son-in-law questions, so I do apologize.
oh,
But
good.
this is a great story for you because you brought up Tom Cruise. So I always thought Travis was played by Tom Cruise ever since like I was a
Oh, how
kid,
funny.
ever since I was growing up. And then I found out it wasn't Tom Cruise because I was having an argument with my friend, and my friend said, "Why would Tom Cruise do a Pauly Shore movie?"
Yeah, yeah, really.
And I was just like, that just got shut down. So I was like, but he looks so much like Tom
He
Cruise.
does. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. So, but yeah, but I wanted to ask you about Son-in-Law. I wanted to know what was it like working with Lane Smith because I thought he was a fantastic actor.
he was he was just he was like old school. He was such a gentleman, and he's
Yeah.
so dry, the dry humor. He's just, that scene in the dance hall or the saloon where I'm all dolled up because he's dolled me up,
Yeah.
Polly.
Yeah.
And that moment where Lane goes, oh, oh, it was just so real and so sweet. And just he was a joy. He was probably my favorite person to work with on that movie.
Oh, nice.
He was wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, because he's also like one of those guys who was never really famous, but like when you saw him, you're like, ah, you know
I
what I
know.
mean?
Yeah. No one goes, oh, I never liked Jane Lane Smith.
Yeah,
No,
everyone. Yeah, so like, and I think that that's like one of the best type of qualities of a character actor too, because
totally.
like, so I thought that was cool. And then I wanted to ask you, like, on the rooster scene when they pull out the chicken, and the chicken like dances around the living room. How long did you chase that turkey for? Or I don't know if it was a chicken or turkey. I don't know my difference between animals, but how long did you chase that? Like that sounds like
We had to do it a few times.
yeah, like holy Lord.
You know what's funny? When I was growing up, my grandparents lived on a farm in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
raised chickens, of course. And my when we had dinner, we were
Uh-huh.
gonna have fried chicken. My grandma would go outside and she'd wring their necks. And if you wring a turkey or a chicken's neck, they flop around for a while, and all the kids would go, oh, they loved it. We loved it. I can't even imagine it now. But so that scene reminded me of my time on the farm with my grandma chasing the chicken.
Oh my God.
It was a little
How
different.
No. How
Like
long did it take you to catch the chicken with your grandma? Like, was it like, is
I
it?
didn't catch it. You did. We were like, we would
Oh
jump
my God, you just
and
let
make
it
sure it
run
wouldn't.
around.
Yeah, yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Kind of
Like you
sick.
open the door and you say, hopefully you go outside.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh.
You know how like they have fly swatters? What if they had chicken swatters? I don't know.
That'd be big.
Yeah. We should go on Shark Tank and like pitch that.
Okay, let's do
Yeah.
it.
You could be like, how many of you guys had chickens in your house and you thought
Yeah.
they were dead? I don't know. Uh,
Oh.
but no, also like my last question on Son-in-Law is because I always thought that they should have made a sequel to that. And I was wondering, were there talks of maybe during the day? No?
Not
Oh,
that I knew of.
oh,
Not that I knew of. And you know what's great? I wasn't really a fan of Pauly Shore until I met him and worked with him. And my kids were on the set, like they were like, at the, little. And he was he spent more time with my kids than he spent with grown-ups. And I
yeah,
thought, no, he's okay. And
yeah.
his humor is that crazy, thing, but he was really a good guy in the end. He's doing a doc on his life, and he wanted me to come. He had everybody come, including the producer, and interview about him,
Oh, nice.
questions about him on camera. And it was kind of interesting.
And it's so weird because like if it's about him, you always have to say like nice, great things about
Exactly.
him.
And he told us what to say. Oh, I hope he doesn't watch this. But
No.
he
I
told
I
us,
will.
and now
Yeah.
say, didn't exactly say, but he said, tell him more about how, I did this or that. It was interesting.
No,
Cool.
Polly's cool, but
Cool.
I'm more of a Carla fan. Like I think she's beautiful.
She is. She's
It,
beautiful.
and I wanted to ask you like how is that being her mom? You know what I mean? Because like out of all your children you've had on the movies, was she your favorite child?
She and I've had so many great ones. Juliette Lewis and Carla and Lisa Shue. Lisa Shue was just 15 on Call to Glory. So and her parents weren't there. So I became her mother kind of
Yeah.
figure. We were, she was always with me. And Carla was older, but we became really good friends too. We stayed in touch after. And she was just so giving, I mean, I don't know if she had done much before that, but she just became that character, she was that
Yeah.
human being. So yeah, she was
Yeah.
wonderful, beautiful,
Well,
beautiful
one of my
inside and out.
oh no, definitely. And one of my favorite scenes of this movie is when you two are fighting and she starts calling you. She's like, you guys start respecting me, Connie. And you're like, what's this Connie business? I'm your mother. Like, I was just like, holy Lord. But
We had
no,
so much fun. It was a fun shoot.
yeah. I have a great sequel idea for Son-in-Law.
Oh,
It could be,
really? Tell
yeah.
Polly.
No, no, I don't know, Paulie. I'll be like, hey, but we can make it about you. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Yeah, we
Me
can
and
make it.
Carla.
Yeah, you can make you and Carla be the star, and Paulie could do a cameo.
Okay.
Just for the
Okay.
fans. But it's about you guys. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, what's the story?
Oh, okay. So Carla, right? Because she never really married Crawl or whatever. So
Oh,
she's like,
she.
it's daughter-in-law or whatever, something like that. So then she goes to LA and she takes you and you
Becomes a
know,
movie star.
yeah, she becomes a movie star. And then Carl comes and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm Pauly Shore."
Oh.
Yeah. Something like that. And then they
Start
have you
writing.
then he has you do a documentary and say, "I want you to say all these great things about me." Right? And
Yeah.
then I don't know. I feel like I murdered that joke. Like I thought it was funny for the first 10 seconds and then I just
No, it isn't the joke. It's you. You're funny.
oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to do that. But then we should probably move on to Ferris Bueller, which is one of the best comedies of all time. Like, if you look on a history book, that's what it says. It's one of the top
It's a
10.
national treasure,
Yeah. And I always wanted to ask you this if I ever met you. And now that I met you, I got to ask you this. So at the end of the movie, right? Ferris is running home, right? And your daughter is driving the car, right? But you just picked her
Oh,
up
no,
out.
I'm driving the car. Is that right?
You're
No, you're right.
no,
She's driving the
she's
car.
driving the car. I know my
I'm
Ferris
I'm going
Bueller's.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You
You're
did so
like
well.
you're dropping papers and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And I always wondered because you just picked her up from prison, right? And you just saw her make out with Charlie Sheen, who plays like this biggest drug dealer in the whole movie. He probably stole a car or something, you know what I mean? So you pick her up from prison, and here's the funniest thing is you're letting her drive.
Yeah. Yeah, there must be a reason.
So that's why I was like, I'm so confused by this. Like,
Well, now I need to go ask John. Haha. He's not here.
yeah, but like,
I never
isn't
thought
that
you
just so
go, okay.
funny? Yeah,
Probably because I couldn't throw those papers unless
yeah.
I was in the passenger seat. All my
Ah,
all my real estate papers.
yeah. I was gonna say you probably want best mom ever. You picked up your child from prison. You say, hey, drive home.
I have to tell you something. Speaking of best mom ever, yesterday I went. They have a natural hot springs all over Colorado, but here in Durango.
Mhm.
And I would go with a friend. She said, I had to tell you, when we came the last time, she said, there was this lady. She said, you guys were talking and you called, say, I'll see you, darling. And she said, the lady went, darling. Why does she call everybody darling? And my friend went, do you know who she is? She's Ferris Bueller's mom. The woman went, oh my God, I've always wanted to be a mother like that. I thought, oh God, okay, that's hilarious. Anyway, so when you said that,
No, that's a great story because you were actually the best mom in ever. Because like, what kind of mother lets her son
clueless.
stay home when they're sick? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, my mom told me I could be dying, Cindy, and my mom could be like, "You go to school. Stand up's not gonna work out for you." I'm like, but yeah,
Oh, funny.
but no, I think they made like a TV show out of it too, for like very
Did
briefly.
Jennifer, what's her name? Jennifer, not Gray, did
Yeah.
Jennifer, how can I can't believe I can't remember her name. Friends, Jennifer
Oh, Jennifer Aniston.
Aniston.
Yeah.
Jennifer's. Jennifer Aniston played Jeannie.
Oh my
It
gosh.
didn't work. I didn't watch it, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
I
They
don't know
they, sh-
why it didn't work.
they should have had you come back.
Well, yeah, John was working on a sequel.
Was he?
I found out when we did a some kind of, not a memorial, but they did a screening of it at some theater in LA, and everybody came. And Tom Jacobson, I think that was the producer's name, and he said he was working on a sequel, and it was going to take place in Hawaii.
Whoa.
That's the only part I remember, but that would have been pretty cool.
I think I know what it would have been called.
Oh, what?
Ferris Bueller's Days Off.
Yeah. Hey,
Right?
good.
Instead of one day, it's days off. Yeah. Well, yeah, but no. And then I wanted to go to Night Games because that was a good
Did
movie.
you
And
see it?
yeah, it was like very, but it was also your first movie, and I don't want to talk about the naughty scenes, but like I wanted to say like what was that like, because like that was your first film and you got that, like did you have anxiety and like were you like scared about filming this or
No, because people had always confused me with Jane Fonda. Like when I lived in New York, I'd be walking down, I had that same clute haircut,
yeah.
and they go, Jane, and I'd go,
Huh.
and when I met him, I thought, ooh, I can't. And I had just moved to New York. I grew up in the theater. My dad was a theater director. And so I was on a soap opera, and I got a really good agent because the head of my dad's drama department knew an agent in New York. So I called him and I got an agent right away. Excuse me. And so I got to meet everybody, but Roger Vadim, and I thought, oh, he'll love me because people think I look like Jane Fonda, and they had just divorced. I think they had just separated.
Yeah.
And so I went in and we just hit it off. And he had me read, and then he walked me to the elevator and he said, you'll be hearing from me. And I thought, oh boy. But I had to have a relationship with him.
Right.
As well. And I wasn't involved, so that was okay. And then we did a screen test somewhere on Sunset Boulevard. It was kind of wonderful. And he said, you remind me so much of Jane. He said, when you finish the line, you just continue acting without words. And I thought, oh, great. So anyway, I got the role. And I met with him after that in New York for lunch. And he started telling me about a book that he'd written about, as a child, he could out-of-body travel.
Yeah.
He just had that ability to out-of-body travel. And he said, but he believes that we're in this physical body to feel physical sex, pain, hurt, everything physical. Which is why he makes the movies that he makes about sexuality, and because he believes that that's what we're here to enjoy. Anyway, so then we forgot what question you asked me.
I was asking about like your first film and your anxiety.
Well,
like,
yeah,
did
anxiety.
you get that?
There was no anxiety. There was, and we shot in the film. I'll tell you, some things that were causing me anxiety had nothing to do with the film. I got, anyway, I flew to Manila, the Philippines, which is where we shot, because the producer was from Hong Kong, Raymond Chow, kind of a famous Hong Kong producer. And one night, there was an area of Manila called Makati that looked like Beverly Hills. It was those kind of houses, and anyway. So I ate some bad oysters and I got food poisoning, and the American hospital was full. This was during Marcos, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
The hospital was full. And so they took me to the Filipino hospital, and it was all that was in this room was this single bed with a big cross above it anyway. And so they put an IV in my arm, and thank God that stayed with me. And my arm started swelling up. They had put the IV in wrong.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right. And Vadim said, we're getting you out of here. He pulled the IV out, got a wheelchair, started wheeling me out. And there were guards along the hall, and they started aiming their guns at us while he wheeled me out of the hospital. There was a car waiting for him. Thank God he stayed. And when we got in the car, all these guns came out, and he threw me down on the seat, and we sped out and we got away.
Oh my God.
But then when we got to the hotel, we went up to what we thought was the production office, because I was feeling better.
Right.
And he knocked on the door, and he had gotten to the wrong floor, and it was one of Marcos's men, and they opened the door and with a gun.
Whoa.
Anyway, finally, he got me to my room, and I felt I was fine. The adrenaline of it all cured me of this food poisoning. Anyway, so that was a big adventure there.
Cindy, you and I, we gotta write this down for a movie called like the night before night games, right?
Yeah.
And we could just do this, you go hot, like it could be maybe, and then night games follows, right? So it could be like a sequel prequel type thing, and because that's very scary, you know what I mean?
It was so scary. I mean, it was seriously, of all times to make a movie there when Mark was,
Yeah.
I mean, people were sleeping in the streets. People were, it was scary. But
I bet you
really,
never eat oysters now, huh?
what?
I bet you never eat oysters anymore, right?
Not much.
Yeah.
I actually,
Ah,
I actually did eat it once, one more time in Florence. I was on
uh,
my honeymoon with Mr. Bueller, and I loved oysters, so I ate oysters. Excuse me, and got food poisoning. Then I
again?
didn't eat anymore after that.
Oh my God.
If you ever eat an oyster, if you like them, don't eat one that's mushy.
Yeah.
They're mushy, they're bad. I
Yeah.
love that.
I
This,
I just by like your story, I can honestly say I've never even had an oyster. But here's the thing. I'm actually scared of oysters because I saw this movie called Alice in Wonderland. And the guy, he's like, I don't remember the movie this much. I saw it when I was like 3, but I remember he's like a big cartoon, right? And he's like eating all the oysters, and his friend's like, oysters, please. Like he ate them all. And then I think the friend killed him.
oh God,
I don't remember this movie, but I remember it was
Alice in
pretty.
Wonderland? I don't
It,
think so.
yeah, but like maybe like they changed the kill for the
Yeah,
Disney thing, but like he was very, very upset. You know
that's
what I mean?
hilarious. Oh my God.
Yeah. But but it gave me nightmares because I would never eat an oyster because I always thought like, oh my God, I'm gonna look like that fat guy. Yeah.
It takes they aren't exactly, it's really just a ritual.
Yeah.
It's just a kind of a ritual. They don't really taste. They're kind of like a texture.
Yeah.
Put good
Yeah.
sauce on it, and it's just a ritual.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. But food, man, I'm telling you, food is one of those crazy things because we all as humans we need it, right? But then, there's so many different stories about food that you don't really know about. You know what I mean? Like McDonald's, they're like I guess they treat their chickens very badly before they butcher them. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So we don't know these stories. And then, and then same goes to fruits and stuff. You're like where's all this stuff coming from? It's so interesting and bizarre, you know?
It's all different for
Uh,
sure.
Yeah.
We don't
That's what
know what's real and what's not.
yeah, exactly. That's why you and I we need to go into business and make an oyster farm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
I think it's gone. I think the oyster thing is over.
Oh, okay. Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
Because I think what didn't wasn't it a wasn't there a movie? Wasn't it Warren Beatty, some movie where they ate the, no, it was some foreign film where they ate the oyster, and that was, it was supposed to make you very sexual.
right.
It was like a sexual thing you would take and eat. It I don't
It
know
did.
why,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it didn't seem sexual to me.
It's so weird that some food is considered sexual though. It's like
That one
it's
more than anything. What else?
yeah.
What
Uh,
else?
I mean popsicles, lollipops, right?
Oh,
Uh,
that's
you know what I
suggestive.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it like whenever I see someone do that, I'm just like, I don't want to have sex. I want to have a lollipop.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I have 3 more questions because I want to respect your time. But I wanted to ask you, like, how is it when you audition? Like what are some tips for because we were talking about this earlier about video auditioning. Like, what are some tips on how you really nail it? Like, how do you like?
I don't know. I've only done like, I've done 2 self tapes and 1 Zoom.
Oh yeah,
I can say I haven't figured it all out yet, but I have to show you. I got
oh yeah,
these. Can you see that?
yeah. It's a chair.
Oh, that's all you see?
Oh,
No.
oh, I see a lamp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
ordered those so you can light, and then, anyway, it's just a pain in the butt. In
yeah.
LA, there are people you can pay. I think you can pay like $35
Mhm.
to, they have the lights, they have everything. They'll read for you. They'll,
Yeah.
So that, yeah, nothing like that here. So, but
Does
you
it?
know, while I was setting this up, I thought this is kind of fun.
It is fun.
Just
Yeah.
why not? It's just
Yeah.
something
To,
something new, and I'm okay with that.
talking to other
Talking to
people.
you, I could do that every week.
Oh my God, you are
So
so
much
sweet.
fun. I mean
Oh,
it. God.
I I wish I was one of your children in one of your movies. I would be like Cindy Ma. Like, yeah, but no, but no, like you're so right because like I feel, you know, people. I also feel AI is very scary too. You know what I mean? Because like you could have AI do the audition for you, and if it doesn't get you the part, you're like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
AI?
Now what?
Yeah, like this is
That's
supposed
it.
to be better.
Over.
It's supposed to replace us, and it can't even get me the part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to tell you something about Ferris Bueller.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That I was looking at my script because I was thinking about selling it just because I don't need it. And what am I gonna, what's gonna happen with it,
Yeah.
But I didn't. But I looked at the last page at that wonderful last line. Life moves pretty fast if you don't stop and look around. If you don't look around, you could
Yeah.
miss it.
Right.
That wasn't the last line in the script. That's something he added.
Oh
If,
my God.
yeah, if you don't look around once in a while, you could miss it. That was his belief, and that was what his movies were about. And Ferris is where he actually, put it at the end. So that was his essence, and that's what he wanted people to feel
Yeah.
from his movies. But I thought that was kind of cool. He would add, you know, people say, "Oh, do this, say this one, say this line instead."
Yeah.
That was and when we were making the movie, we didn't know it was going to be any more like I thought Breakfast Club was great. And we didn't know it was going to be the one that, kind of floated to the top and was special.
Yeah.
It
You,
was.
you know why I'd like to disagree for 1 second. I didn't like Breakfast Club.
You
And
didn't. Okay.
no, and here's why. Because I watched the whole movie and there was no breakfast.
How could I not figure that out?
I'm like watching it, I'm like, all right, this is gonna
You're
have a
so,
couple.
oh Lordy. Okay. Write that one.
Yeah.
Sequel.
Hey, I know, let's do it. But hey, if 1 out of 9 jokes works on you, Cindy, I love it. That's you know what
Pretty easy.
I mean.
I have
But
to tell you, Phyllis Diller, speaking of comedians,
yeah, she was the
I never
best.
liked,
Yeah.
I never liked Phyllis Diller
Oh,
because
I
I
never liked her
saw
either.
her on, okay, listen, I only saw her, on film or on TV and stuff. But I was in Dallas for some reason, and she was, I think it was at the Fashion Mart or something, I can't remember. But I was in the audience, and she was the comedian to start everything. And I thought, oh, Phyllis Diller. But let me tell you, she hit one joke and we all started laughing. And then she just built on it and built on. I was crying. People were
Yeah.
falling out of their seat. She was a genius live.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, I can't wait for you to see me live next time I'm in the mountains. I'm
yeah,
gonna call
well,
you.
yeah,
I'm gonna
right.
call you. I'm gonna say, hey, Cindy's my one
Where do you
one
work?
plus.
Where do
I go all over
you do
because
the comedy club?
I tour with TJ Miller.
Okay.
And uh before that I used to tour with Norm Macdonald and Bob Saget. So
Okay.
everyone I work with eventually dies.
Yeah,
But
seems like it.
I mean I'm just saying. But like next time I'm in up there, I want you to come because you would love me. I'm like the male version of Phyllis Diller.
Okay. Do you come to the mountains?
No, I mean I haven't come to
Denver,
Denver
Denver,
in a
come to Denver.
yeah, I haven't gone to Denver in like 3 or 4 years, but yeah, I
Well,
have
you have to
done it.
keep in touch with me and let me know, seriously.
No, definitely, yeah. Okay, so I have 2 more questions, but I wanted to touch base on this John Hughes thing. If he would, I feel if he was alive today, I feel a lot of movies would be a lot better because another thing about his writing style is he wrote pretty clean, even if he had some risque in it. Like it was pretty clean. So I thought that humor was kind of good. You know what I mean? It was very more enjoyable for guys like my speed.
Did you know that he wrote that script like overnight? They wanted him. Yeah, they
Ferris
wanted him.
Bueller? Well,
They wanted him. He had written something for them. I guess Paramount. I can't remember. Paramount, was it? And they gave him notes. He was supposed to take it home and do a rewrite.
right.
Instead, I found this too from Tom Jacobson. He wrote Ferris Bueller, and he sent it to them, and they were like, "Oh my God, we have to make this movie."
Yeah.
Oh,
That's awesome.
pretty cool. Imagine.
I'm good friends with Christy Swanson, and she was in Ferris Bueller. She had a scene,
Yeah.
and she was telling me that John Hughes was on set that day, and he wasn't paying attention to any of the filming. He was just writing like Pretty in Pink or something. And she said he had like one of those long cigarettes, like the penguin ones. And he's just like puffing away. He's like, I was like, that's pretty intense.
Yeah. 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 I'm a photographer too, and I took pictures on the set, and I took a great picture of him that the tower that says Save Ferris in the movie. Yeah. They have a plaque at the bottom they used my picture of John. But I also have a picture of him, during the shooting with had his cigarette in his mouth a lot. And he dropped dead in New York.
Yeah.
Quit smoking. So it's sad. That was really sad.
It's really sad because everybody drops dead eventually. You know what I mean?
They may not drop, but they do.
Yeah, but it's like,
well, I was at an autograph show in Vegas, and I was there to, had all my, pictures of Ferris Bueller. First guy that came up and said, so sad about John. I said, what happened? He said, he dropped dead this morning. I was like,
oh my God.
So
that was the day he died. You were at the Vegas convention. Whoa, man, that must have killed the convention.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I would have brought the picture. I would have done some form of homage to him because we loved each other. He loved me.
And speaking of love, I wanted to ask you, what was Steve Rash, his directing style like? Was that pretty good?
Which did he do?
Oh, he did Son-in-Law.
You have to cut that out. He was great. I've worked so much.
Cindy, that was the best. That was the best answer I've ever heard. Oh, Zoom 5 on that. That was great.
Oh God.
But no, I wanted to ask you if you could go into a time machine and talk to a younger version of yourself, and it could be from yesterday or when whatever, just telling yourself what you know now, what advice would you tell yourself?
Buy a house.
Buy a house? All right.
Buy a couple of houses.
No,
as far as acting,
whatever. Yeah.
Well, honestly, I just think I wish at times that I had a lot of different things, but I wish I just kind of did whatever came along. And I wish I had been a little more selective, maybe, but I had a great time. I had a great career. So there's just enjoy the fact that I'm so proud of myself because I had this wonderful adventure in film and met so many interesting people and grew as an actress,
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that and you didn't say Cindy. Like I'll be Cindy Pickett for a second. I'll be like, Cindy, this is Cindy Pickett from the future. I just want you to know if Keith Reza asks you to do his podcast, say no.
Yeah, right. That's what you wanted me to say to make you laugh.
No, I was just trying to make it. Where can the folks at home follow and support you at? You got like a social media or a Twitter,
I'm on
Instagram?
Facebook.
Facebook. All right. Yeah,
I'm on
cool.
Instagram too, but honestly, it was just too much to do both. And
Yeah.
there's so many of my childhood and longtime friends on Facebook. They're probably on Instagram too. I just don't spend that much time,
Yeah.
going back. And some people do both and put the same thing on both. And I started on Facebook, so I think it's honestly the younger people go on Instagram, and I'll go sometimes to see, but I'm on both.
Awesome. Well, Cindy, thank you so much for talking to me.
So
I
you
had a
gotta friend me now on Facebook, okay?
Yeah, definitely. I thought I already did, but I will do it right now after I say goodbye to you.
You could have, because I don't always look.
Yeah, okay. I was like, because I'm pretty sure before I go to an agent or a manager to ask for interviews, I always go to Facebook because I feel like I feel I don't like middlemen. I feel like, hey, if
I
you know what
know.
I mean?
I like
Like,
I like not middlemen too, but
yeah, because like you never
it's
know if these
really hard
middle,
now with
yeah,
with, with the way everything is. It's really hard to get directly to people, director,
yeah, yeah.
producer.
And I'm very persistent. So I think I'm going to write a book that says how to annoy yourself to the top, right?
Okay. Yeah,
And
no, you're
and the
not annoying.
tagline is going to say to get Cindy Pickett to say yes to your podcast.
Yes. Oh no. Great. I'll blame you.
Well, Cindy, thank you so much, and I'm going to friend you right now. It was a true honor to talk to you and get to know
Fun.
you.
I was looking forward to this, so thank you.
All righty. Well, have a great
Okay.
day and stay
Thanks.
away from the bears.
I'll try.
All
What
right.
about the deer?
Well, the deers aren't
I'll,
as scary as the
I'll pet a
bears.
deer for you,
Uh,
okay?
All righty, cool.
Okay. Bye,
All right.
darling.
Bye, Cindy. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
All right. All right, guys. That was the interview. Subscribe, rate, review, and tell a friend. And we'll see you guys next week on Reza Riffs.